Welcome to the Boxing Bookie. We are back. It's good to be back. Got a good one for y'all today. Excited for today's show. I'm gonna do two shows. I'm just I do a Bible study. My daughter's in middle school now. I do a Bible study with middle school kids. So I have that on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. on the East. So I'm going to do my shows a little early. So I'm going to do another show around 5 p.m. Or so on the East Coast, 6 p.m. on the East Coast, something like that. We'll figure it all out. And then I got this show. So these are the two shows I'm doing today. I'll do one now, and I'll do one again in about 4 hours from now or so, but we'll figure it out. Before we get into that, though, guys, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me all forms of social media, 3D Boxing blog. Do join the Patreon. Link is in the description. It's in the ticker below. It's pinned in the chat starting now. It's pinned in the chat. $5 a month gets you the absolute best gambling advice anywhere in the known boxing universe. Gets you the lock of the week, which is live already. It's live. Y'all get the lock of the week, which is currently live. We'll get you guys another lock. You'll have a second lock of the week by this afternoon. By Friday afternoon. For sure, maybe by Thursday, maybe by tomorrow. But we got the week is starting to fill out. It looked like another slow week, building up into the anticipation of the following week. But it's an extraordinary week. We can make a lot of money this week. It's a good week to make money. What up, Austin? How you doing, my dude? Boxing is cheaper than therapy. Yes, indeedy. So two shows today, a little bit earlier, but that's all good. I'll do another show about, like I said, like 4 or 5 hours or so. And then Tuesday is always my slowest day. So 2 shows today on Wednesday. And then we'll see maybe 2 shows again tomorrow, maybe 1 show. I don't know. And then Friday, we've got some fights. So we got 2 shows on Friday. Muscles is here. Pro Box card props are up. We're going to get into the book. We're going to spend most of the show on the book today. But I did want to ask a poll question. I asked it yesterday, but it was a lot of people. And so I want to ask this question. Who has the better resume? Bud, Canelo? Guys, I'm intrigued by this question. 79 brought it to my attention. I kind of gave my thoughts on it last show, but there was nobody in my last show. What up, Muscles? I want your guys' take on this, guys. Do vote in this poll. I'm interested in what you guys think. I think it's interesting. It's interesting. I gave my thoughts, but I want to know what you guys think as well. So, guys, please like, share, and subscribe. Follow me all forms of social media, 3D Boxing blog. Do join the Patreon. Link is in the description. It's in the ticker below. After you guys join the Patreon, you get access to Discord, to live betting, all that good stuff for just $5 a month. You get access to the absolute best boxing community anywhere in the world for just $5 a month. Stream fights there, so join that. After you guys do that, head over to carnivalbar.com. That's promo code. Use promo code BOXING at checkout to save 10%. It's the nutrition of a steak, the convenience of a bar, the Carnival Bar. It's a meal in your pocket. It's the world's only high-fat, grass-finished beef bar that replaces the meal while on the move in stores for years. Get your travel autonomy and freedom back. That's carnivalbar.com. Carnivalbar.com. Make sure to use promo code BOXING at checkout to save 10%. That's promo code BOXING at hang on one second. Hang on one second. Give me 1 second. I want to make sure I didn't lock my wife out. All right. Let's get into today's show. Let's get into it. I totally forgot where I was at. All right. It's good to have everybody here today. It is. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It's good to have everybody here. But guys, you vote in that poll. I'm interested in seeing the outcome of that poll. I think it's really an interesting poll to take. Let me get to some of your super chats. Guys, CarnivoreBar.com, use promo code boxing at checkout to save 10%. I'm not sure where I left off with that. All right, let's get into some of these. UMG checks in. Follow Mike TV. It's good to have you here, Mike. Good friend of the show, Mike, one of my favorites. We still waiting on McCormick, Mickinson, and Jordan White to show up on our. Yeah. I'm not thrilled with DraftKings again. Of course, DraftKings is being super gay, so I'm not real thrilled with that. How you feel about Asanau? He's fighting a 27-year-old French guy, and I'd lay off of it. I saw this. I don't know anything about his opponent. I would simply lay off of this. Yeah, I'm laying off that. Do you think Chaiko gets it done versus? I do. I would lean towards Chaiko. I would take that. Salute Mar, Big G. Two of the favorites, Mar and Jab, are in the house. Super gay. DraftKings is super gay. All right, let's get. All right, guys. Vote in the poll. Vote in the poll. I'm gonna get into the book right now. I'm gonna pull up pro boxing odds too. Again, second show will be earlier in the afternoon. She'll probably start around 5 o'clock East Central Time, 6 o'clock Eastern Time. All right. All righty. All right, let's look at this first. Let's start with this. Yes, indeedy. All right, I want to start with this. This is live. I dropped this last night, guys. Do watch this video. Gamont, Cotty. This is live. Check this out. This is a good video. I want you guys to take a look at. It's a really interesting fight. I do think Gamont wins. I definitely think Gamont wins. But it's tough though because he's flawed. His resume is not good. He's got one fight against a decent opponent. He got the benefit of a bad decision. He probably lost the fight. I didn't score it super close. I was more scouting it than scoring it. It did not look like he won the fight. I would not have thought he won the fight. So this is a bit tough. Cotty is basic. He likes to be at range. He doesn't throw much, but he's much more fundamentally tight than Gamont. And I think Cotty's power is a little bit understated. He's only got 6 knockouts and 17 wins, so he's going to carry the reputation of a non-puncher. And I'm not saying he's a one-hitter quitter. I'm not saying he's got big pop. I think he has enough pop where he can make Gamont pay. I think Gamont probably wins. At minus 650, I don't like the price on this at all. To me, if I'm making this book, he's minus 300. And, Cotty is plus 200. Don't like that. This is far too wide. What the odds are telling me here is that plus 425, you got to bet $100 to win 4.25. You bet $100 to win 4.25 on Cotty. They're telling me if they fought 5.25 times, Gamont would win once. So it would take 5.25 fights on average for Cotty to win. He beats him more than that. This is worth the bet. I'm not saying he's going to win. I would probably not pick him to win. If I'm looking for value, this is a good value play. So for me, Cotty and Gamont, it's either you roll the dice. If they had a draw, I'd probably bet on the draw too. If you roll the dice, it's Cotty. or it's a pass. I don't see Gumont as a value play here at all. Does he win? I think he probably wins. Is it going to get scary? Could he get a bad decision? He could. Cotty's not bad. He's kind of the antidote to Gumont. He's patient. He's calm. He's going to sit back. He's going to counterpunch him. He's going to catch him coming in. Gumont's so wide open coming in. This is a close fight. The odds don't indicate how close of a fight this is going to be. Although I do think Gumont probably wins. You're probably going to lose money on this if you bet on Cotty, but I don't like the price at all on this. Dimitri Asino and Dowdy. Someone just asked me about this. I don't see any reasons. Do I have props on this? No props on this. Asino and Dowdy. I don't see any good reason to bet on this fight. Oh, hang on. I don't see any good reason to bet on this fight at minus. You guys got about minus 10, still at minus 4,000. I don't know anything about his opponent. I don't think that highly of Asinal where it's just he's minus 4,000. You got to bet $4,000 to win $100. Explain me good how that's worth it. So this is a pass for me. Now this is a fight right here. I would take Iglesias on a money line. I think he gets him by stoppage. I do. I think Iglesias gets him by stoppage at minus 275. It's not a terrific value play. If you want the value play is on the decision. Minus 275. This is iffy. This is an iffy play right here. His resume. I mean his track record would say that he's going to get the stoppage. He gets a stoppage almost in every fight. But this is the best fight he's fought. It's just there's nothing to play with. The value play here. So I would just throw Iglesias in my parlay. I think that's a safe play. And then on if I wanted a value play, I would take Iglesias by decision at plus 330. I think it's a good bet. I think it's good value. I think this is kind of 50-50 if he can get plus 330 on a 50-50. But my inkling is he stops him. I'd probably just lay off the methodology and just throw Iglesias in on the money line in my parlay. Help bring down the odds a bit. That's not a bad third leg of a parlay. At minus 1,000, the odds aren't great. The over under at minus 110. If I'm taking over 8.5, I'll just take Iglesias by decision. Or the fight to go the distance. What's the fight to go the distance? Plus 250. I think that's not a bad bet. But for me, probably just lay off of all of that and just take Iglesias on the money line. Charlie Edwards and Salvador Juarez. I so desperately want Edwards by decision. Edwards on the money line at minus 600. This is kind of like Gumont. I don't think the value is extraordinary. I really don't think the value here is great. I do think Edwards gets the win. But I don't love the value here at minus 600. Salvador Juarez is one tough customer. He's going to make life difficult. He's going to put pressure on you. If he comes to fight, watch out. Charlie Edwards is going to be in for one hell of a fight. It's going to be one tough fight if Salvador Juarez took camp seriously and wants to win the fight. Edwards, that being said, I think he put enough rounds away early using his legs, using the ring, where if he can survive, he wins. But it could be one of those things where he is surviving and Juarez looks better. He's coming on stronger. It looks like he won the war, but he didn't, kind of thing. Where Edwards ate the bigger shots, he got broken down more, but he had put enough rounds in the bank where he wins on points. I think it might be a fight like that. I do think Edwards. If Juarez doesn't come to fight and he just cashes a check, then it's 100 to 90 Edwards, and it's relatively easy work. But either way, I do think Edwards pass. I don't love the price on that, but I do think Charlie Edwards wins. Conlon and Bateson. This is a fight that I've told everyone to get in on. Get on Michael Conlon at minus 240. I told him to get into him as a minus 180, minus 190. I probably like the over as well, but at Conlon at minus 240, that's a better price than the over. So I would just take Conlon. I'm 100% confident when this fight. I've loaded up on this. I bet a lot on this. Conlon and Iglesias is my weekday parlay. I'm into that fight. I think that's an extraordinary bet. I would feel extremely confident with that. I would bet the ranch on Conlon. I would bet the ranch on Conlon and Iglesias. I think that is an easy money parlay. I got it. The total parlay odds like minus 147. I'm into it. That's my parlay. That's my like. I'm giving it to you guys because it is a slow week. I want to get us off to a great start in September. That's a parlay right there. Conlon and Iglesias, I think, is extraordinary. I think it's extraordinary value. You can still get it at decent odds. I got Conlon at minus 190, and I got Iglesias at minus 900. That's both gotten worse, but I still think it's worth the bet. And I also think Muscles asked me about just betting Conlon, that like loading up on Conlon. Yeah, go ahead, do it. He's not going to pay as well as if he parlay it with Iglesias, but I like it. Yes, indeedy. And then the last spot I have on my book is Saturday's main event, Nunes and Diaz, which is what I think an extraordinary fight. Nunes, Diaz, Nunes obviously going to destroy Diaz. He's going to break him down. I think he's going to stop him. I do think the stoppage comes late. People have asked me about the over under 5.5, over under 6.5. I love the over under 5.5. 6.5, we're starting to get to the point of the fight around 7 or 8. Where I think Nunes stops him. It depends on the odds on that. I would bet the fight not to go the distance. I would take Nunes on the money line. I would take Nunes by stoppage. I do think Nunes stops him. The only problem is I'm seeing Nunes by stoppage at minus 1,000. I don't love it. I really don't love Nunes by stoppage at minus 1,000. I don't think that's a great bet on value, although it's hard for me to see Nunes not stopping him. If you can get him at 500, 600, I still don't love. Yeah, this is a tough fight to bet because we know that Nunes is going to stop him, but what price is it worth to throw it in our parlay? All right, like what price does it become worth it? But I do think Nunes stops Christopher Diaz. I absolutely think that's the case. Let me pull up the pro boxing odds now. Let's see what else pro boxing odds have. Guys, do vote in the poll. Do vote in the poll, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. Smash the like button. Subscribe if you have not already. I'm going to get to everyone's comments and questions, comments, thoughts in just a bit. Let me give you guys a quick rundown of what we got the rest of the week. One show later today. I'll do it around 5:30 Eastern time, 6 o'clock Eastern time, sometime in that hour. I will also have the Marksby. I last night, very late last night, I dropped the video on Gumont and Cotty. That is live. Right now, I've just finished the video on Marksby. I'm intrigued by Marksby. I like this as a bet. I haven't gotten into the tape of Kelly yet, so I'm going to hold off on this. But something like Marksby, I think at minus 600, and I'm going to lay off on this officially until I get to the Kelly tape. I think something like that could be a good value that you could throw in. I was impressed by Marksby. He's a little jittery. He's a little awkward, a little unorthodox, but a front foot guy, come forward, good volume, good pressure guy, decent pop, gets a lot of stoppages. I was impressed by Marksby as a prospect. I think this might be worth adding to your parlay. Yes, indeedy. That might be something you want to look at. These odds, these DraftKings odds are all wrong. Let me refresh this real quick. Let me see if this is just bugging. No, all the odds. Wait, yeah. God dang it, Pro Box. Pro Box sucks. Pro Boxing odds suck. This is all wrong. Saturday, we got the two interesting fights. Jordan White against Telez Giron, and we got Acosta and Segawa. These are interesting fights I want to get to. We also have Sandy Ryan. The odds are not worth betting, in my opinion. We got Dickinson and Troy Williams. I like Dickinson a lot. I think that is worth betting. We got a busy bit, and then we have Valdez and Medina, which I have a book on. We got Para and McCormick. We want to look at the props on McCormick. We want to look at Troy Williamson and Michael Dickinson. I love Dickinson in that. I think Dickinson is something you could add to your parlay. I think you should feel safe about that. It's like, to me, if you could parlay, let me just calculate something real quick. 3-leg parlay. I want to do this for y'all. You need to parlay this. Hang on. I want to work this out. Let me see. Give me 1 second. Where's Marksby? Here he is. To me, at minus 167, this is a good parlay. Valdez, McCormick, Dickinson, Marksby. Minus 167. I think that's a pretty good parlay. Valdez, McCormick, Dickinson, Marksby. I like it a lot. I like this quite a bit. Minus 167. I'm gonna jot this down. Dickinson. What do you guys think of this parlay at minus 167? I like this a lot. I gotta wait for this to come out on my book. But let me know what you guys think of this parlay. This is a lot I like a lot. You guys can get this on your book. Valdez, McCormick, Dickinson, Marksby. I like this a lot. This is a really, really nice parlay to me. Minus 167. I would definitely look to lock this in, guys. I really like to lock. You guys do vote in the poll. Do vote in the poll. I'm going to get into the Acosta and the White video next. I think those are the only other videos I'm going to be able to get to this week. I did Dickinson. I did Valdez and Medina. I don't see much value in doing McCormick and Power, but that's a parlay I like quite a bit. I've given you guys a 4-leg parlay here. Minus 167. I think this is. Hang on. All right. Let me know what you guys think of that parlay, but I don't really think these fights are worth betting on, and that's what we have for this week. That's what we have this week. We also have Curiel and Guevara, which is a good fight. Diaz and Nunez. I'm not going to get to that video. Carrera. So that's basically what we have right now. Edward Nunez, Sugar Nunez, you want to bet on him. Curiel and Guevara is a nice fight. And then we have the pro box cards here. We have Acosta and Segawa, and we have Jordan Wright and Tellez Guerin. That's what we got this week. All right, guys. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, thoughts, super chats. Do vote in the poll. Do vote in the poll. All right, let me get to your questions, comments, thoughts, super chats. Let me get to some of these right now. Let me get caught up on these. I am almost 20 minutes behind. I didn't know I went on that long. After the Legend stream a while back, it got me thinking Inoue and Akhmadiliev might really go the distance. Look, I'm not going to bet that fight. I'm not going to bet an Inoue fight to go the distance until he goes the distance. Until I'm proven wrong, I'm going to keep betting Inoue by stoppage. I don't mind it. I don't hate the bet. You're going to get good odds on it. And, at a certain point, Inoue is going to go the distance. But until he does, I'm going to keep rolling on the dice that he does not. DJ Green, what's up, my dude? What up, DJ Green? Havelock is here, so he doesn't get fined. Obviously, there's no fine. What up, fellas? What up, Rando? Michael Conlon, retiring talks. He's not extraordinary anymore. Well, no, nor was he ever. That's now a decision when there's props. I think so. Why are you picking Cotty? I'm not that. I'm just because I love the price on it. I think it's a value play. I'm not confident he's going to win, but I think there's tremendous value in that pick. Which round do you think Iglesias stops him? 7, 8, 9 in there. What up, boxing fan? Boxing fan in the house. The history handful says how you see Iglesias fight going. Segura, my muscles. I know you're at the gym. Hand history boy. If you haven't answered this yet, wants to know how you see the Iglesias fight going. Segura minus 180, Acosta plus 145. Salty and Jenny was pulled from the Orobi fight. That would have been a solid rumble. Yeah, you're right, Mar. Hit that like button, y'all. Good point, boxing fan. Boxing fan makes an excellent point. Kyle Hayden is in the house. Good to have you here, Kyle. I'm already 50-50 with over 5.5 for Nunez versus Diaz. Bookie's moving to 6.5 where I'm not playing. I would have liked the over 5.5. The over 6.5. We're really pushing it now. If Diaz was younger, I would. The value just isn't there, in my opinion. I agree now at 6.5. 5.5, I liked it. 6.5. Ooh. I can see Iglesias stopping him. Potentially. Yeah. You can get better odds on McCormick. He's minus 1,000 on my book right now. Guys, shop it. If you have the ability to shop it, shop it. Always get the best book the best line that you can. Mike is indeed right. I agree. Which round do you think? I see round 7 to 12, earliest 5 to 6. DraftKings. Supposed to be one of the top books. How are they falling? I don't know, man. They don't have a line of Dickinson. They suck, man. Super gay. It's been really annoying with them. What do you think? Why do you favor Billy? Who do you favor in Billy versus Martinez? Well, this is a great fight. This is a 10 out of 10 fight from a spectator standpoint. Really is. I haven't gotten to the tape just yet, but off the top of my head, I would take Lester Martinez. I gotta look at the line on that. The other fight you asked me about, well, obviously I would, obviously I would. What's the line? I haven't even seen what the McKenna fight is the following week. What I haven't even seen a line on that. Let me see if I have a line on McKenna and Moran. I would take McKenna. Why would I not take McKenna? Right? He stopped him in the second round. Why am I not taking McKenna in this fight? I would take McKenna, and I like Lester Martinez. So if that answers your question. Right now, I got to get to the video on that, and I will. But right now, I think McKenna would be a steal. That Lester Martinez is paying you plus money. I like Lester Martinez in that fight. But I'll get to both. I'll get the tape on that, of course. Yeah, do. Colin's opponent is not good. He's not good. Lester Martinez fight next weekend may be the upset we're looking for. I did it. It's on my bingo card. I'll say that. I agree. Hand history ball. I see mid to late. I do think Iglesias can go the distance since Iglesias is overrated. I don't think Iglesias is overrated. I think Siskin is underrated. But Siskin to look lifeless in his air against Skull. Skull's a very different fighter. He's a very different fighter. But I agree that the fight was not bad. The fight was not impressive. He did not look bad. He did not look good in it. He looked bad in it, is what I'm trying to say. He went the distance, though. I know it's Skull, but it's a very different fighter. I wouldn't say because he looks like such and such against Skull, he's going to look such and such against Iglesias. I think that's a bad comp. All right, let me pull up my poll, guys. Please continue voting in the poll. You guys think Canelo has the better resume than Bud? I'm going to close the show out on this. We're going to do a second show today. We'll get more into the book later today, but right now I want to close this out. I want to close this out right now. Let's actually look at this because we did this yesterday, but nobody was live yesterday listening. So I do want to break this down. I do want to get into this 35-year-old Crawford, 35-year-old Canelo, 37, 38-year-old Bud. Let's take a look-see. Let's take a look-see. It's a great fight, UMG. You know, tentatively, before I get to the tape, I'm leaning towards Lester Martinez, of course. This is not what I wanted. Hang on. Let me get to the book here. Here it is. So, Boxing 79 made an interesting point. He said all of Canelo's wins were marked by an asterisk. And I think that's not fair, although I understand the argument. Skull, Berlanga, Munguia. Hang on. So we look at his resume, right? Like what the high quality wins. Jamal Charlo, all right, he didn't look good in that fight. It is Charlo. It is a unified guy. It's a unified guy coming up 2 weight classes. Triple G 3, Triple G was shot. Bavoli lost to Caleb Plant, good win. Billy Joe Saunders, good win. Callum Smith, good win. Sergey Kovalev, probably his best win. Danny Jacobs, probably his next best win. Golovkin 2. I thought he won. So to me, that's his best win. But a lot of you guys don't think he won Golovkin 2. That's his other win. And then the wins before that, Cotto, I thought is a good win. I picked Cotto to win that fight. The scorecards were ridiculous. I do think Canelo won that fight. I do. I think he won. So his wins of note that we like a lot. Trout, I think he lost. Mayweather, he did lose. Angulo is not a great win. Laura, I think he lost. That's 2 fights I think he lost. Kirkland's not a great win. Cotto, he won. That's a good win. A lot of people tell me how shot Cotto was. Okay, I picked Cotto to win, so I'm not going to hold it against him. Golovkin 2, I think, is a good win. I think Jacobs and Kovalev are good wins. That's 4. I think Callum Smith's a good win. I think Billy Joe and Plant. I think he's got 7 high-quality wins. 7 high-quality wins. Now, let's compare that to Crawford, right? Hang on one second. All right. Let me pull up Crawford. Crawford's resume. Madrimov, I think, is the best win. Honestly, other than the Triple G win, I think Spence and Madrimov are the 2 best wins either fighter has, right? So the best win, I would say, is Canelo versus Golovkin 2. Although I still may say Errol Spence is the best win because of the dom. You know what? I would say the best wins that either guy has is Spence 1, Golovkin in the rematch, Madrimov, and I would say that are 2 of the 3 best wins. Going up in weight class to beat Madrimov, I think, is an extraordinary win. He's got a win over Sean Porter. That's 3 good wins. Kell Brook, I'm going to lay off on it. I don't mind the Kell Brook fight, but that's not the best version of Kell Brook. Ndongo, unified champion, I'm going to count Ndongo as a good win. Victor Postal, I think, is one of the best wins that either guy has. Postal, great fighter, undefeated world champion. That's 5 good wins. Gamboa, terrific win. Ricky Burns, terrific win. So they both, to me, have 7 really high caliber wins. Now, whose wins are more impressive? Well, outside of first of all, Crawford's got more stoppages, right? Crawford's got more stoppages, and the wins are more impressive. He barely loses a round, where Canelo's got a lot of wins that are highly questionable. Now, he's got more names. If you include Trout, you include Lauren, you include Charles, there's much more good names. But if you want to just count names, then you got to count Kell Brook and Amir Khan too, right? And so the resumes are close. If I had to bet, if I had to pick one whose resume is better, I would just ever so slightly edge it towards Crawford. Come on in. But you guys vote. I'm going to end the stream. We'll come back live in a few hours. Appreciate everyone. This was a good live stream. Good to have everybody aboard. Let me finish up on these questions, comments, thoughts. We got a bunch. Okay. I think Iglesias, promoter and matchmaker, has done a fantastic job deceiving people. He's not really like all right, we're going to find out a lot tomorrow. Kovalev was past it. We're always going to kill Canelo's resume. Gary, one of my parlays will have Conlon by KO TKO at plus 500 is 2-2. All right, yeah, that's good value. I agree. It's good value. You can take that. Kovalev was past it. Everyone's hating on Kovalev. He was older. That's true. He did go up and move up. It was nitpicking. Spence is clearly not the same guy. Based on what, though, Jab? Like, and this is the same argument I'm making for Canelo in the Cotto fight. No one said Cotto was shot when he made that fight. It wasn't until after that fight that everyone said Cotto was shot. In the same breath, Errol Spence, no one was saying he was shot. I wasn't one of them, but many people were picking Errol Spence to win that fight. Do you think Spence was at his best when there was no indication to say that he wasn't? There was nothing that he had shown us in the ring to suggest otherwise, Kyle. Spence looked shot that night. He did. He did. Looked like he hasn't slept. I personally thought Errol looked shot in the Ugas fight. People were picking him, Jab. Like, so many people were picking. I wasn't one of them. I never thought Errol Spence had any chance with Terrence Crawford. But a lot of people were picking him. Canelo's best win is shot. Yeah, and I don't even think he won that fight. Laura. I don't even think he won that fight. I think he lost to both Laura and Trout. I had Triple G winning 115, 113, and Canelo won. I was in a minority in that fight. I had Canelo winning all three fights. GGG wasn't in his prime. Canelo lost to Laura and GGG won. And those are going to be very popular opinions. Third fight, he clearly wasn't in his prime. Agreed. Canelo had to cheat to compete, play purposely aids Triple G to give himself a better chance. He did all that. He still popped dirty. Canelo is fighting up literally the whole time. That's impressive without KOs. The best Triple G was at the tail end of his prime in Canelo. Triple G won. I think that's fair. Bobsy says it's not close. Alvarez has a. We just went over it, Bobsy. It's very close. It's very close. All right, guys. I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to close out on my poll. Let me check my poll real quick. All right, guys. Do vote in the poll now. If you have not voted, I'm going to close the poll in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Close the poll in 2. Closing the poll in 1. All right, I'm closing the poll now. You guys overwhelmingly think Canelo has the better resume. All right, guys. Appreciate everyone. This was an extraordinary show. Canelo as a cash cow seems to be favored by judges. You got that right. A lot might be a factor against Crawford. Canelo as a cash cow seems to be favored by judges a lot. Might be a factor against Crawford. Could be. A lot of people thought Crawford got beneficial scorecards with Madrigal. I thought the scorecards were fine. But I'm going to wrap this up, guys. Y'all truly are the best. Second live stream coming about 4 hours from now. It is September the 3rd, 2025, from Texas to the world. Thank y'all, and God bless.
Don't miss a tweet, post, story, or video. 3D Boxing is on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Hit the subscribe button now to stay inside the ring.